Hey, what's up? Wagwan, big up on yourself. It's your boy Illuminati linking up for Crypto Caribbean TV and Crypto Today. So, tons to talk about, more specifically, not really affecting us directly right here in the Caribbean, but I really wanted to touch on this because it will in fact impact us, right? So a lot of us woke up this morning to Bitcoin price $23,000 all over the world except for Nigeria. This morning Nigerians would have woken up to Bitcoin BTC being traded at $38,000 for one, right? A 60% premium on what the rest of the world is paying. Now, why has that been happening? Basically, because the Central Bank of Nigeria has decided to limit the access to cash in the country of Nigeria, people are now desperate for ways to make payments outside of the traditional forms of fiat payment. Basically, a few weeks ago, the Nigerian Central Bank placed a limit on their ability to withdraw cash from ATMs and over the counter at banks. So let me give you a little context for what that looked like, right? So basically they limited individuals to 225 Naira over the counter at ATMs, and they limited companies to 1100 Naira. What does that look like? As a matter of fact, that is the equivalent of 49 cents per week US for individuals and $2.39 a week for companies, right? So after there was an uproar by the people of Nigeria, they decided to increase that limit. And what they did, they increased it 5 times for the individuals and by 10 times for companies. What does that translate into? That basically translates into 1125 Naira for individuals, or the equivalent of $2.44 per week US. And for companies, it's now 11,000 Naira or $23.89 US. Now, for us here in the Caribbean who may not be able to just do the exchange rate conversion very easily, now Nigerians are allowed to withdraw at the ATM and over the counter $16 TT a week. If you're in Barbados, $5 Bajan per week. If you're in Jamaica, 375 Jamaican dollars per week. If you're in the Eastern Caribbean, that is a whopping $6.60 per week, right? And now businesses, imagine being a business owner and having to transact with cash, having to pay staff. Imagine you're a construction company having to pay staff in cash. What you are allowed to withdraw every week is the equivalent of 162 TT dollars per week, 48 Bajan dollars per week, or $3,670 Jamaican per week as a business. And if you're in the Eastern Caribbean, a whopping $64. Now, guys, we constantly talk about this. Everybody says that Bitcoin is too volatile. That's why they don't want to invest. And that is only relative to the stable or the stableness of your fiat currency. But what we've all discussed over and over is that all fiat currency tends to trend downwards over time. They're all going to zero. The next thing is, we say this over and over in the crypto space, not your keys, not your crypto. Well, it's the same thing out there in the fiat world. Not your keys, not your cash, not your keys, not your credit. The central bank, the central government has the authority to take control of your money, because these Nigerians, whether you have $1 million in the bank or you have $1,000 in the bank, you all have access to the same amount of money every single week over the counter and via ATMs. What that is causing is tremendous chaos. And I'm going to put a video of what some of the scenes from Nigeria at the end of this of my video. But it's really, really crazy. The government, the central bank, has said that these steps are to try to encourage people to move to more online forms of payment. A few months ago, they took the decision to introduce new currency notes. They said as a means of getting rid of counterfeiting and corruption and fraud and a lot of illegal cash that was in the system. But a lot of their critics are saying that this was very heavy-handed. Guys, this is why a decentralized self-custody currency is so important to us as global citizens. Because yes, this is happening right now in Nigeria, but it could be Trinidad tomorrow, it could be the US the day after that, it could be Britain, it could be Australia, it could be anywhere in the world where there is centralized powers at play. Guys, I cannot stress enough, adoption is inevitable, but we have to be ready for it. So my prayers go out to all my friends out there in Africa, out there in Nigeria, guys. I don't even understand how you guys are surviving, but stay safe. Take care of your families, guys. Illuminati out. Bless. Hey guys, Illuminati here, just checking in again. Very important. I'm still on the road, but I just wanted to correct this mistake as soon as possible. The numbers that I gave you all earlier in the video, those are not quite correct. Actually, they are flat out incorrect. The numbers that I gave you all actually represent the US dollar amount per week in terms of the limits. So the $1,125 that an individual has access to, that's actually 1,125 US per week, the equivalent of 500,000 Naira. Companies and institutions, on the other hand, they have access to 5 million Naira, or the equivalent of 11,000 US dollars per week. Again, not very high numbers, very constraining. Just for context, here in Trinidad and Tobago, we have access to about $10,000 a day from the ATM, and there's no limit on the withdrawals over the counter. However, the key point here is that, you know, you work hard, you pay your taxes, they take some of your money out of your taxes, and you put the rest in your bank account, and you think that that money is yours. As long as they have control, they get to decide when you can have it. They could freeze it, they could confiscate it as they need. So guys, make sure, it's why it's so important for cryptocurrency to be adopted. It's why it's so important for a decentralized monetary system to exist. It's the same thing with exchanges, not your keys, guys, not your crypto. Remember that. Illuminati, checking out later.